Hi guys, this is Utsav. So in our previous video, we have seen how to load a simple XML file via Informatica. So in our previous video, we see this sample employee file which does not have any hierarchy in it, and we loaded this data to a flat file. So in this video, we'll see how can we load a bit complex XML file. So if you see here, you have all the employee information here and you have a department ID here. But in in a different case, right? Let's say you have this file here, you have a department tag, and inside a department tag, you have a employee tag. And in this employee tag, you have detail for the particular employee. So let's say for this department, you have two employees, and both of those employees detail is present in this employee tag. And this particular department's detail is present in the department tag itself at the parent level. Same way for this department, the department detail is presented at this level. And all the employees which belongs to that department comes under the separate employee tag. So in this case, how do we load this data in output? So after our process finishes, we need data, expected data should be something like this. We need employee ID, first name, last name, salary, and then department detail as well. Now, ideally, you won't get data like this. The department name and department ID should be in a separate table itself because we want to maintain normalization. But just for this example, imagine you need department name as well with department ID because it is present in this same table. So let's see how to create a mapping to load this kind of data. So let's import a source. So we have this XSD already defined. We can create a we can create an XSD by giving the XML details in this URL, and then it will generate an XSD for you. There are multiple free online tools for that. So I already created an XSD. Let me show you the XSD as well. So it will just tell you what are the elements in it, employees and all, how many times it occurs and all those details and the data type. So let's open this XSD. Now, in this case, it will not be entity relationship because we have a department and inside it we have employees. So it's a hierarchical relationship and it's a normalized view. So let's finish this. So now let's quickly understand what these attributes are. Okay. So this is the department data, and inside this department tag we have employee tag. So the employee data is inside this tag. So as you can see, it's at a different level, this employee data. Now this key, so let's say this XPK department, so this is a surrogate key which Informatica will generate. Now for each department, this XPK department would be same. So let's say first we read this department ID 60. So for department is 60 for both of these employees, as long as the department ID is 60, this XPK department will also be 60, will also be same value, whatever is decided by Informatica. And we can refer to same value inside this FK department. So this inside employee tag, this FK department value will be same as XPK department. Now, when we load this data, we can use these two attribute to join these two data sources. So let's see how we can do that. And I won't directly load it into a database table. I will load it into a flat file and I will output all these columns. So we can see what is the value which we are getting. So let's create a mapping for it. Okay. So mapping is MPOC XML HR. Okay, so this is our um, source qualifier. Now remember these two are active source. So one source will be department and one source will be employee. Now for each department, this employee tag will be repeated. So this is not a row by row processing. This is a hierarchical data. So that's the reason this is a separate active source and this is a separate active source. So we can't directly put this data to a target. We have to first separate it and then join based on a condition. So how can we do that? We will take expression transformation first. Okay. Now this expression, we can say it's for department. Same way we'll have one more expression for employee. Now let's pull the department data here. Also, we'll put this XPK department so you can see what is going on backend. And here we will source all this. Okay. Now let's join this data. So to do that, we will use a joiner. Now, because this data originates from same source, we can't directly join it. So you have to check this sorted input port before doing this. So this is sorted. Let's take all these fields. Now let's take all these fields in the joiner. Now, what should our join condition be? Okay. So as I said, the F key department, which is present at employee node, will be same as XPK department, which is present at employee node. Sorry, at department node. So we will use this as a join condition. If we were getting a date, let's say we are getting a tag for department ID as well here. So this department ID, let's say it was repeated here, then we would not be needing it. Then we can directly join based on this department ID and this department ID. But that is not a practical way, and that's not how generally we get data. We get a parent node, and inside that we get child nodes. So that's the reason we have to use these attributes, the Informatica generated primary key and foreign key to join. So this is the joiner. After that, we will put it to an output. So let's create an output from here directly. We'll convert it to a flat file later. Okay, so it became an Oracle table. So let me change it to a flat file. It's a flat file, and the name of the target is your hr.csv. No, just hr, sorry. Okay, let's delete this and put this hr here. So this is just a snapshot of target I created with this joiner transformation, because we want to have all these attributes as well, just to see what is the value that we get. So we got all these attributes, arrange all iconic. So again, I'll repeat. So in this XML source qualifier, we have two sources which are active. So to join it, we need uh, a joiner, and we need to check sorted input here. And okay, and the join type that is missed. So as of now, it's a normal join. Although in this condition, it will be okay, but we can have an empty department tag as well. So there can be department which does not have any employee. So to get this department detail, we need to join department with employee. So we need to do a department left join employee. So we need all the data from department. So here department is detail, and we need all the data from department, right? So we need to do a master outer join. So everything from detail would come. Okay, so now everything from detail would come and only matching data from master will come. Okay, and you have this flat file. Let's save this. Let's see if it's a valid mapping. It is a valid mapping. Let's generate a workflow for it from here itself. So our workflow is created. Let's change the file name. So the source file is hr.xml and target file is hr.csv, and we need header as well. Let's run the workflow. Okay, workflow succeeded. Let's see the target. So ampuc.csv it is created. Okay, sorry, we needed this hr.csv. Okay, so now you can see we got this data. So we have department ID and department name. And as well we have employee data. Now let's look at these attribute again, these two attributes. So if you see this FK department, this is presented employee node, and this XPK department is presented department node. So if because here we didn't have any other key to join, we use these column to in our join. So in that way, we were able to join this department set with the employee set. Same way, this XPK employee is just a like a primary key for employee. So imagine, right? If in employee table, let's say in employee we had data something like this. Let's say for employee we would have, let's say, dependents. So if we had like dependents data, and let's say we had multiple dependents data in it. So we have dependent one, and then for same employee, let's say we have another dependent. So let it be just for example, I'm telling, right? So this is dependent one, this is dependent two. Then if you wanted to join this data with the employee set, then you would have used this employee's primary key. In that case, you will have another foreign key for employee created inside the dependent tag. So this is how you load a parent-child relationship kind of XML, and then if you want, we can separate this data again. So we can have a separate department file or a table, and then we can connect this department transformation data directly there instead of loading it here. So I hope you got a better view of how can we load this kind of XML. In case of you have any question, please do comment and let me know. This is a series where I will be doing a lot of Informatica XML scenarios. So please subscribe to the channel and look for future videos. Thank you.